So their ability to take buildings now very impressive. And the nice thing about the Undying Beastmaster combo is not only do you have all these creeps, but when you go to push towers, you just drop the tombstone before the fight even begins. When enemies show up, they're like, "Oh crap!" It's like there's a tombstone. We have to fight into this objective. It's very difficult.
Yeah, especially seems how already Vessuwan have no tombstone hitters. Like none of these people want to stand there and hit that. It's going to take them absolutely forever. So going to have to be something that Vessuwan, they need to address. Get someone with a good amount of attack speed who can stick on top of it. I mean, how do you feel
Fire?
about Sapphire or Slark? Slark could be good. Chaos
Ooh,
Knight.
ooh, wow. Okay. All right. They go for the Chaos Knight here. That's a huge amount of damage. And right now, UT one, if you go late game, the Chaos Knight will just crush everyone. Like there's Myth Avenue, they don't have the damage to really bring him down. I mean, obviously you bring him down enough time, but not enough to burst him down. He's got the Chaos Strike. It's a very scary Chaos Knight pick so far. They also have a Death Prophet who's fairly durable. Similar with the Tusk. I am feeling like they're going to be picking that last pick support. I do think the Snapfire would really work well for the UD one. Position 5 Snapfire with the Chaos Knight. Lots of stuns, lots of damage in the lane. And later on, the Mortimer's Kisses is just fantastic to have. You also have the little Shredder against the Undying. Like, I'm looking at UD one, and I'd be shocked if Snapfire isn't in the radar. They're not like thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%. It does seem to fit the draft quite nicely here. Avenue decides to take out the Pango. Again, someone who brings a bit of a support into those little team fights. We're rocking it with the mid quite a lot as well. I was thinking, I feel like even a Tusk 5 could be quite nice here, paired with the Chaos Knight. Like, it gives you a ways of getting on top of the Beastmaster more. You have the double stun, and you can pump out a lot of damage, and it can be pretty damn horrible, but again, maybe not, considering that you'd probably be up against a position for Mirana that can always leap out the shard. So it really would just be the Beastmaster that you have a kill threat on. But I don't know. It all depends on how much sort of focus they want to put onto Zeal.
Another thing is that if UD Vessuwan gets level 2 before Miran does, right? Like, because we see Miran taking Starfall level 1. So if you are able to hit level 2 before him, then you can definitely get that nice kill off. I'm still feeling the snap. MAG, though, they're taking a lot of time thinking about the ban. They get rid of offlaners. They do think that this is going to be a Tusk 4-5. Rubik is the other support. Death Prophet off, off or mid, and the Chaos Knight. It's so flexible in UD. The only thing I know is it's Chaos Knight 1. And even then, I'm worried that they're just going to be like, nope, it's an off-lane Chaos Knight, and here's a different carry, actually.
Yeah, they could definitely throw a spanners in the work there. I mean, they do have overall last pick of the game as well, with a dump load of reserve time. So if Myth Avenue, this last pick, throws their plans into Chaos, they definitely can do that. All the options in the world to work with. Like, so much flexibility in their draft. And Shadow Fiend is actually going to be the hero choice there for Myth Avenue. So that will be their carry. Would you want to put a Chaos Knight versus a Shadow Fiend in the lane?
I wouldn't mind it so much, honestly. Shadow Fiend is just so fragile that Chaos Knight can just burst out. I think the hero starts something like 450 health or something on the Shadow Fiend. It's very low. So a Chaos Knight could be a really good pick here as an item often on core. Like, I don't know. I don't really love this this Shadow Fiend pick, Game 1, by the end of MAG, I was like, I like their draft. Right now, I don't like it so much. It's weird somehow. Your stuns are Searing Chains and Arrow. That's not very consistent unless you get the Beastmaster Roar on top of it. Your chase is, I don't know. I don't like the Myth Avenue gaming draft very much. We'll see. Champion's always felt like a very squishy carry to me, and Chaos Knight could definitely burst him down very easily.
Yeah, I always feel like it's a very momentum-based hero as well. Like, if you shut down a Shadow Fiend's early game, the hero can just feel like absolute crap throughout the majority of it. Like, unless a miracle happens, they're able to get tons of kills and farm and able to recover. So if you can shut down an early SF, they will have a really rough time indeed. I was thinking, like, when we were saying about the Chaos Knight Tusk combo, they could even run that against the Shadow Fiend. Ooh, a Crystal Maiden. Okay, so they are chucking the Tusk then as a core off lane with the old Rubik combination.
Yep, probably. BB is going. I mean, they wanted to go. They didn't go for an egg hitter, which I'm still surprised by. But the Crystal Maiden, you are in a game where everyone's going to be using a lot of their mana. So at one point in that early, Arcane Aura is going to help. And generally, just the CM Chaos Knight combo is very powerful. And of course, it also counters the boar from the Beastmaster, which is something we didn't talk about. Is that the boar comes out, Frostbite, the boar's dead. So level 2 top lane, extremely dangerous. And it is going to be Kish coming around, not VV this time. I like UD1's draft a little bit more. I think MAG is a slightly better team, but I do think UD1 has the outdraft, and I'm going to go with them. Go with them.
I think I agree as well for the Vessuwan. I mean, the only thing they have not addressed, as you were saying, is the Tombstone. That's the only thing they might struggle with, actually trying to deal with. So maybe if Myth Avenue can play around that objective quite nicely, they can end up, coming ahead in the fights. But on paper, definitely feels like Vessuwan are going to be taking like this sort of earlier lead in this one. One thing I want to note as well, Lion Axe, just no skins, mate. No skins. Oh, wait, I mean, he's got the staff, but that's it.
You do. I swear to God, I was looking at him. I'm like, that's a very basic Crystal Maiden, right? Like he's got no. How is it that I look at him and you just say what's like? Well, okay. Did you think about how cool Undying looked as a scarecrow?
Yeah, they did look cool. He's got an awesome face. It does look like.
It's a very good looking Undying, that's for sure. Let's see, any interesting levels here? We do have a Master, Beastmaster, so that's going to be pretty good for Myth Avenue. They definitely need him to perform on Zeal.
Yeah, I mean, he did a fantastic job in that first game, landing multi-hero stomps again and again and again. He was really able to just allow his team to crack open the defense of Vessuwan. And we'll see if he's going to be able to do the same this time. But as we were saying, versus the Crystal Maiden, like, he might even just... Is it worth just like completely skipping, like leveling up the boar? Like, because it's just going to die again and again. Maybe just go for like a Wild Axe lane build?
Well, that's what I'm seeing more and more heroes go for, right? Because you're always getting countered, you're losing your boards, you just think you might as well get something with the Wild Axes. And UD1, they're trying to get a kill here. They plant this ward. I think it may have been spotted by the dire side. They throw out pings. Can they catch anyone? Seems very risky for them to do so. Yeah, that's probably just going to be a couple of bounty runes for each team.
Yeah, I think they got down their observer ward on the Radiant side of the river just a few seconds ahead of Vessuwan did. So yeah, they spot out perfectly. And yeah, that will be a free observer ward kill for sure coming out eventually there from Myth Avenue. I'm sure the position 5 is rubbing his hands together like, ward money.
It's worth 2 sentries. It's very good. But meanwhile, it's going to be 2 for 2. And Miracle, I think he likes. Yep, they're talking about drinks, coffee, and ice. Are you a big coffee drinker? I mean, you're British, so is it like mean of me to say probably you like coffee? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I used to always just be a tea person, just drinking lots and lots of tea. But then after like 5 years of just drinking tea every single day, I was like, you know what? Tea tastes crap now. I want something that actually has flavor. And then I moved to coffee, and now I've not looked back.
I'm always worried that if once I start drinking coffee, I won't stop. So I've decided not to start drinking coffee ever, and I still a coffee virgin at 31 years old.
Wow, that's quite surprising. Coffee is like everywhere nowadays. Like you can't go 10 meters without running into a Starbucks or a Costa or something. So that's actually quite the achievement.
I mean, I try, but it's just like I see people. I guess the thing is, I see people going like, "Man, I'm not awake until I have my coffee." And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to be that level. I don't think I want to reach that stage. So why start? It's like, don't talk to me until I have my morning coffee, man. Like, all right, you know what? I don't want the coffee then.
That's
8 mango build on the Undying the top lane, and he just goes in, throws it up, and just harassing the Tusk a little bit. Not that it's doing too much. Tusk is still getting his farm.
Yeah, I mean, early days. These mangoes obviously going to be doing the work. Just keep that spam going. Obviously, until they hit that sort of level 3 area where Miracle's got the 2 points into the Shadow Rays, then they've got the potential to go for a kill themselves when people are low on that max strength.
Oh, they're going for Gishka. Bomb lane.
Locked in place right now. Still only level 1, so no leaps, and another little catch there with the freeze. First blood picked up there for KMP. A very, very nice start there for Vessuwan.
That's what we talked about, right? Like if he reaches they reach level 2 before him, they're gonna get the kill. And unfortunately, what Kishka did was very nice. He left the lane to give Zeal a bit more EXP, so Zeal hit level 2. But that means Kishka gets no EXP. Comes back, hoping to get a little bit of. He's literally like 2 EXP away from leveling up, and just loses his life. So The moral of the story is make sure you're as greedy as possible as a support so you don't die.
Yeah, even when your calls start pinging you, telling you to leave lane, just hold your ground, do what you can. You're on
That's
the
when you
mid.
ping back the Maelstrom. You're like, hey, Maelstrom, I'm trying to build it.
That's very true. But in the mid, BB was able to, apply a fair bit of pressure on towards Exilern, but he was able to just walk around and actually pick up both water runes for himself. So really, all that harassment gets countered out as he gets his full bottle. Meanwhile, BB's is still completely empty. So maybe a little bit of a misplay on the old trade of harassment there.
And not only that, but he's also ahead in terms of CS, so he can afford to take a little bit of time off the lane because it's like the enemy will just be playing catch up. He's not going to be falling behind or anything like that, so it's not bad for him. Lion X, by the way, he's level this bottom lane, level 3 on both the Chaos Knight and the Crystal Main. Can they go for more? They are going to try to get Zeal here.
Yeah, it's so much damage. This burst is ridiculous right now. Zeal's trying to get himself away, but one final crit to the back there from KMP. And brings down the Beastmaster. 2 kills already on the board there for KMP. Top of CS as well. This guy is having a pretty free time. Ooh, thinking about popping down to Kishka, but quick fingers there to get the leap away. If he didn't press that, I think he would have just been dead here and now.
For sure. I mean, they have the mangoes as well to make sure they both have their mana ready to use spells. And yeah, it's a little tough right now. I don't think that's going to get much easier for Zeal once we see more levels. Luckily, though, we do see most Chaos Knight. They max out the Chaos Strike just so they can stay in the lane, so it's not too bad for them. Top lane, though, TNT. He's in a little bit of trouble.
They do manage to bring down the Undying and just able to get himself away there, the old Tusk. But, they don't have much regen, though, so even though Miracle did just lose his position 5, it's a bit more space. And yeah, BB very, very close there as well. Just able to get himself away. And no regen left for himself. Is he going to have to just walk himself back to base, or is he going to, like, heal up on the creeps? Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting feeling. You're like, all right, I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going to do anything, but I need the health. And this one, Spirit Cypher level 2, though. Sorry, that was level 3. It's not that bad. At least you can get some healing off. And the fact that it's static is pretty decent in the early game when you're using it up against creeps. So don't give you that much percentage heal. Bottom lane. KNP, is he going for it?
Drag back, he's getting pretty low, but he's towing the edge as much as he can, and they actually managed to find the kill into Kishka. KNP just knowing exactly what he can get away with and really pushing their advantage as much as possible. And now Zeal's got to be careful. He's on his own for 5 seconds. KNP's coming in. They know they just want to go for another kill, because why the hell not? Keep the pain train going, and it's another pick-off.
I was very confident in this bottom lane going well for UDV, but I did not think they'd be able to get 4 kills in 5 minutes. That is pretty wild. This combination is working fantastically for them.
Yeah, this KMP is very, very happy right now. I mean, normally, I think his lanes haven't gone, super hot in the past. Generally needed like a rotation that comes in from like the mid lane or something like that. But this game, definitely not needing it. Just absolutely dismantling Myth Avenue.
He's taking a lot of damage. Again, I feel like XT has his number. He's already got way more CS. He seems to be harassing all the time, and he's going to be able to get. The ruin. Looks like both teams are going to try to contest with their supports as well. And XT gets it. Oh man, nothing going well for BB right now.
Yeah, just can't really catch a break. Full 10 CS behind, and as a result, he's just going to have to run himself back to base to get the regen. So that's just more space for Exilern to carry on. Just get the free CS going. Why not? Lionax is going to be here to try and soak up some of this sort of dead XP. As long as if he doesn't, accidentally give away a free kill towards Exilern again.
Oh, top lane and TNT.
Ooh, it takes a lot of damage. TP actually also now coming in from the Death Row shards as well, making sure there's no escape for Miracle. And X isn't committed. That's a free kill. And looks like V's going to be following his position 1 to the grave momentarily. Double kill for BB and the Tombstone gold on top. That guy just made like 600 or 700 gold off that rotation.
Yeah, he was way behind Exilern. He shows up at the perfect time, and it's not like he has to be worried about his tower too much. You have the Dynex, like I said, taking the EXP, and it's an Ember Spirit. You can always rotate away from the Ember Spirit because he's not going to do anything to your buildings. No Leshrac, no DK, no Death Prophet, which Exorcism is going to have to be worried about. If he rotates, the Exorcism is available, that's a whole different story.
Meanwhile, down
Bottom
the
lane, Zeal.
Looks like Zeal, yeah, he's in some real danger right now. It just can't really escape. They are actually able to bring down the Crystal Maiden. So that is something. KMP still here. In comes Exilern trying to go for the kill. KMP's going to be able to try and get himself away. Obviously, the infused raindrops keep him alive for now. Just able to survive that final sleight of fist. But the burn damage is there. And that's a dominating kill streak going over towards Exilern. So it's a sizable chunk of gold. Meanwhile,
Well played by him.
in the mids. So V, is he going to get brought down here? Can't quite escape the Soul Siphon. One final hit with the Crypt Swarm brings him down again.
And Boy needs to be careful though if anyone shows up to kill him. But Zeal he's suffered. Despite how much he's suffered, he's actually doing better than TNT, who hasn't even died. Like Zeal is 0-3, TNT is 0-0, but Zeal, TNT is just not getting the CS he needs.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling right now. He's going to have a nice little wave here to safely farm up, away from the prying eyes of the majority of Myth Avenue. Even still, he's going to need that and a fair bit more to really recover his game. Meanwhile, KMP just poking onto Zeal again. He's pretty close now actually to his armlet. I mean, he's what, just about 900-ish gold away, maybe 1,000. And then have that arm online, and then trying to find the kill onto this Chaos Knight is going to be really, really hard.
Yeah, the previous fight, like if he could have armor toggled, he would have been able to survive that flame guard, get a couple of hits. Suddenly he's full health. So it's those small things in life. He's still doing very fine. KNP on the Shadow Fiend though, he is farming up a storm, #1 in terms of net worth, and I mean that's good. But I'm still not convinced that he's going to be able to kill the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a tall order. At the bottom, KNP's dropped his ult, but immediately the illusions get dealt with, raw to the face, and VV is here as well. Could be able to get a couple of zombies on the case here of the Chaos Knight. He's trying to run himself away, and he will get brought down. So nice rotation from Myth Avenue, picking off the 2 members of the safe lane from Vessuwan, and could potentially start doing some damage onto the tier 1. But there is a push coming into the mid lane, which they have to address.
That's nice though, but the fact is that he reached the tower after pretty much all his team, like now Myth Avenue can show up. They already lost the 2 people bottom, so it's not like it was instant, you know, where it's like, oh, they're going for it. It took him a while just to get to the tower, and he's already down to about 1/3 of his health. Oh, could this be a good kill for the Ember?
Man, so much control. The freeze into the silence, into the stun, there's just nothing Exilern can do. And that's actually pretty nice, okay? So they get in the mid laner, they get the tier 1 tower, 10 minutes in. Making a good amount of space. But it still is actually Myth Avenue with 2k gold advantage right now. Ooh.
What's the win percentage you're going to be telling us? Oh,
looks like Zeal.
right next to Sentry.
Yeah, can't get himself away. And that's leaving the ultimate from Lion X just for, just for good measure. And they still do bring down the old Beastmaster. That is now his 4th death, 0-4-4 on him.
I just love the Crystal Maiden freezing field. I remember this spell used to be 3 seconds of channeling. Now it's 10. Now it's 10, and it gives you a bunch of bonus armor, which is insane. And if you get the shard, it's more damage. It gives you another 20% extra damage, and you can move. Like this is just.
Yeah.
I love the sort of utility that Crystal Maiden has gotten with her ultimate over time. And she's gonna stack one more time, but she's not gonna take it. I love doing this. You know, you make a stack, you just take it with your ultimate, and you're like, whoops, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Although, he didn't get the stack off. Punished for the greed, I guess. Top lane.
Yeah, Miracle in some danger right now. He's gonna get stable connection from TNT, but actually don't want to keep chase. They gotta be a little bit careful the Miracle doesn't get land a few more of those raises, and yeah, just forced to make some disengage, so he's fine. Meanwhile, Myth Avenue going for this 3-man smoke, BBA, he's underneath this wall, so this is exactly where the old Death Prophet is, and not going to last very long. The TP's coming in, but it's a little bit too late. It looks like they might complete this. Vessuwan want to try and take the engagement if they can, or at least just secure the kill onto the tombstone, which they very nicely give over to KMP.
I definitely could use it, but holy moly, is Miracle farming like crazy. Every time I look at him, he seems to, the gap just continues to grow more and more. But they might be able to get a kill on Zeal here if UDV goes to him, but no, it looks like they are going to miss him, unfortunately for them. And they kind of need to kill him a few more times, because, again, it's scary. I mean, win percentage is 72% Myth Avenue with 2,000 gold. That feels like a lot.
There's a lot,
But,
yeah. Big amount.
Boom boy.
Just sort of on top of the Undying right now. Does still decay away, so he's going to start making himself a bit beefier, but still, TNT is already dropped. Trying to get the kill on the Undying, but it takes a lot of work. It's just a position 5 then.
Look at the stack.
Look at the stacks. They're massive right now. Meanwhile, their Requiem did actually get committed onto KP. Can they bring down the Chaos Knight? He keeps himself alive with the Phantasm and the Armlet toggles. He's trying to do what he can, but it's just not enough. They're losing everybody. Can BB at least kill Miracle? He can't. Every single person from Vessuwan dies, and all they get for it is the position 5 Undying.
And Zeal, all those deaths, not gonna matter too much if he gets this. I don't know what is this. Is this 5? It looks like 5 stack at least, or maybe even 6. I cannot tell. Like,
yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it? They're all just clustered up. I think yeah, it's a minimum of 5, but he just got another stack off. So I think it's a 6 stack. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
definitely one of the biggest ancient stacks. All right, so he's at 5,000 gold. He just got about 400. Let's see when every time he throws his axes, how much he's gonna. I'm just gonna watch him, and we'll find out how much gold he has. He started off with 5,000, by the way. We got 700 gold from this, and he's gonna be.
Yeah, still pretty much all the big creeps left.
Yes, that's another 1,100 gold. It's massive.
Yeah, that is big. Especially seems how the laning phase he was getting punished quite hard. But yeah, so
1.5.
That is a lot of money, man. That is a lot of money. He's very happy.
I mean, he got absolutely destroyed in the laning phase, but then they give him a stack. Now, Mythavi gave me 6,000 gold ahead, and Zeal is the 3rd most farmed hero in the game, ahead of everyone of UDV. Crazy, comeback for the guy.
Yeah, that is the power of stacks for you. Make all the difference. Yeah, now it's just like from that one sort of little stack pickup, it really changes the dynamic of this game massively. And it looks like they're just going to find another free kill to Lion Axe. So actually he drops the ultimate. That's going to force them to sort of change their mind. But instead they're going to get the quick burst kill onto Kishka. They're going to try and push more. Raw out comes onto TNT, but not really much follow-up to actually bring down the Tusk. The Shards are going to make his escape, while Excellent was able to pick off the supports in the backlines. Now focusing back over towards TNT. There's going to be the snowball, forced him to drag backwards right now. Zeal's axe were a little bit off the mark, but regardless, they still do find the kill. And the Undying doesn't even end up falling. Just so much strength stolen away. Keep doing whatever he's doing. BB getting very low with the All Scepter. But is he actually going to be able to get himself away? Exilern not allowing him to get it. One final hit with the shackles. And a triple kill there for Exilern.
Oh, Lord. I was very confident that UDV had the better draft, but Myth Avenue, that fight looked just so good for them. The Tombstone is creating a lot of problems because they have no one to deal with it. Yep. I think it was a zombie that even caught the kill on the... Yeah, it was a zombie that caught the kill on Crystal Mage. She ulti, they didn't have the physical damage, then zombie just spawned next to her. One swipe to the face, and the blonde girl is dead, so...
Yeah. Even with the bonus 20 armor, it doesn't save you from the zombies.
Nope, it does not. And we look at Kishka's farm on the Mirana. He is ahead of TNT's Tusk.
Yeah. It does just sort of feel like a support Tuskle. Rogue Arrow does land, but I don't want to follow up. A bit too risky. They're already, even though the score is 13 to 14, it's a 9,000 gold advantage, and the win probability is at a very, very comfortable 94% there for Myth Avenue. So they're definitely looking pretty damn strong here in the second game of the best of 2. What can Vessuwan do to turn this around though?
Well, for one, if they can get the KMP is going to get his BKB for the next fight. That's going to make a big difference for you. You have to. Oh wait, no, he's going for Echo Saber. My bad. I just saw the Ogre Axe. That's nice. They got to kill out Kishka. Yeah. But I don't think you can really take a fight with KMP until he has a BKB. They are going for this Aegis play, which I definitely like.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make use out of the X's in which they expended for the support. Actually, they go for a smoke, but I think that was actually spotted out right now. Zildo charging in, doesn't actually notice it. He's just going to get annihilated. Super quick and easy pickoff. Can they also find the Dragon? Just be a nice little extra +1. 250 gold there for KMP. And, okay, I thought they might have tried to go back into Roche, but Xism actually ending. That's victory enough, a couple of kills with the Ancient Creep. It's a sizable chunk of money.
Oh, definitely. I think that you can walk away very happy with how that went. Like, you really got what you needed. You got the kill on an enemy core, and enemy core. You were able to get Kishka as well. They plant a ward. No, they plant a sentry here. They might get a D ward off. VVV, he walks forward.
Okay, he's like fake pumping the
Oh,
tombstone up on the
no.
high ground. He's like, come on, try it. Try it. They don't
You
want to
think I'm not gonna do it? It's like you think I will plant a tombstone here. We'll see what's what.
So Vessuwan not willing to accept the challenge there of the old tombstone on the high ground. Again, like they have absolutely no answers to this thing. So even though it's just a normal skill, it really feels like one of the most powerful abilities in this entire game right now.
Yeah, it's not like it gets better, right? It's like Death Prophet, Rubik, or Tusk are better at taking out the tombstone later. Crystal Maiden, if she gets the attack speed chance, but we're talking about, 45, 50 minutes till that happens. Kishka?
Both supports going to run into the silences. Trying to keep track on top of the Mirana right now, but even still with the heal that comes in just from the mechanism allows them to disengage. Meanwhile, he goes to die. Tombstone's down amongst 3 people. It's going to be doing a lot of work. The arrow connection on towards BB as well. The Death Prophet gets annihilated. The Crystal Maiden's trying to get himself away, but it doesn't matter. All disintegrate. They're at least able to get the grab on towards Zeal, but these right clicks from afar from Miracle, bringing down TNT. And it ends up being a 4 for 2 there in the favor of Myth Avenue yet again.
I mean, you're not very happy to lose Zeal because that's a big kill for the enemy side. But you're getting 4 every time from Myth Avenue Gaming, and their Mirage potential is pretty damn amazing with the minus armor, with the extra attack speed from Beastman. He's dead right now, unfortunately. But just the minus armor from Miracle is going to be doing a lot of work for them. And then no zombies to spawn, unfortunately, so they don't have all of their heroes available for this. But Miracle, just him and the Mask of Madness feels like more than enough. Will they be able to smoke here for UDV? They have time, I think, if they just book it.
They are coming on over right now. KMP does get spotted out from the diamond. Damn, that guy just disappears right now. Arrow's going to be off the mark with the Exorcism. It's going to chase the majority of Myth Avenue away, but Miracle turn around with the BKB. Those right clicks doing a lot of work, so KMP can't overextend. The Thunderhide will eventually end up dropping right there. I think it's got a new creep picked up. Even still, Roshan's very low. They want to try and force the fight. The Snowball, sorry, actually putting out of the pin. The arrow straight into the waiting arms of Mag, and they just dive in a second. Jesus. They can't get anything right now. Boomboy also going to drop. I don't know. I sort of understand what TNT was doing there with the Snowball, but he just got BB killed.
I mean, KP wasn't even with them. He actually went back to farm. Like, he was not even interested in going for that fight. Because I think if you had gotten him in the snowball, all 3 go for it, maybe get the kill. But they land instant arrow coming out. Maybe they could, and that just ruined their chances here. And Age is now in the hand of Miracle. He was already looking very hard to kill. And now he's walking around with 2 lives. So he's doubly hard to kill.
Yeah, this is... this lead feels just for 20... It's only 20 minutes in. And it's already 13,000 gold. Like the SF is an absolute monster with its Aegis as well. Normally what we see first Aegis is used, just carry on farming. But Myth Avenue, they could probably just use this first Aegis to start taking more objectives and just take away more and more of the map there from Vessuwan.
It doesn't take them long to do so, thanks to the presence affecting building. So, Shafin, he shows up next to the building, just destroys it instantly. UDV, can they find it? They want to find a way to sort of stall out the game, but I think they're gonna have to fight. Once Shafi shows up to buildings, what are you gonna do? Give it to him?
Yeah, I mean, this tier 2, just look how quickly it's fallen there with the help of the catapult. I mean, there is a glyph. Are they even going to use it in time to get the free usage? I don't think anyone's paying attention. Okay, well. Could have bought him an extra couple of seconds at least, but just did decide to press the button, and Miracle's going to keep going. Wants to now go up to the high ground, and I think Vessuwan are going to have to address this. They're going for this 5-man smoke. But every sort of entryway is actually guarded. Smoke breaks their KMP straight up to the high ground on top of Zeal right now. The arrow actually connects onto the real Chaos Snipe. They still are actually able to bring down Zeal. Couldn't actually counter that play. Tombstone up on the high ground, but as long as Vessuwan could just disengage without losing anything else, I think they'd be happy about this. Can they actually do so, though? Myth Avenue pursuing for more. Jump forwards there from the Ember Spirit into the back lines, trying to get the connection, but the Chaos Knight is stuck in position. He can't get away. He will end up dropping. The Undying just heal straight back up to full HP. The Exorcism, though, might actually bring him down. He needs one more Ghost to connect. He will get taken away, but not before BB also drops. A Miracle. Yeah, he's just going to be able to find this one onto Boomboy. A couple of right clicks, but doesn't actually have enough to keep chase. So, I mean, they get a couple of kills, but it costs them their carry and mid laner. and they're going to lose the tier 2 as well.
No, you can't be happy with that because the map has just shrunken significantly for UDV, and of course you lose your cores, especially KP. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this Blink Dagger pickup on the Chaos. I think it's a great item to have, but the enemy team is sort of rushing towards you. You don't really need a Blink to to get in fighting range, whereas an item like a BKB could help you just stand and fight. Because apart from the roar, I don't believe Myth Avenue has anything that goes through the BKB. Zombies, I guess, if you want to go with that, but
yeah, I agree.
It does feel like
100%. Yeah.
Of course you agree. We have the same brain, you know.
That we do.
Well,
We're like the conjoined twins of Dota. And it looks like Bumboy. Oh. Wait, what? Was that a TP? Oh, he had a fire remnant. There just wasn't the animation.
Yep.
It looked like he just disappeared from my screen. That was very strange.
yeah, I love when Rubik has a spell and it makes you go like, all right, you can do that. That doesn't make sense, but all right. Now my brain's caught up with him.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping us on our toes. That's for sure.
Alright, Crystal Maid is gonna go for the shard. That's gonna be the big equalizer. You just watch and see. All right, she's gonna get the shard and she's gonna start owning. Kinda, maybe.
So what if, right, Lion X gets his shard, and Boom Boy also gets his shard, so the Crystal Maiden activates his ult, the Rubik just telekinesis her and throws her into the middle of the fight. Like, as long as if she can survive long enough, that could look kind of flashy, but who knows if it'll be practical.
Right, like the moment the Mirana leaps, a flying Crystal Maiden shows up next to her, she's like, no, you're not getting away. I'm right here.
That would be pretty funny to see. Meanwhile, another
40
high ground
seconds.
push. Tombstone gets dropped.
It just still has some time to expire. And this is what we're talking about, right? Dropping the Tombstone next to the objective. And I still would have preferred the Snapfire over the Crystal Maiden for this exact scenario. Walk in, get rid of the Tombstone.
Yeah, there's literally nothing they can do to address it. But the TT's got zombies on top of him. He doesn't even realize, so he can't do anything. And that is it. That is just a complete free objective. No response whatsoever from Vessuwan. I mean, not like they really could, going into both Tombstone and Aegis. I mean, maybe next time they can try, obviously, the Aegis timing out in 5 seconds. And then, we might be able to see them attempt another fight.
Certainly a better opening for them. And maybe they can... KP might disassemble the Echo Saber just so that he can have the BKB. That'll help a little bit. Makes him not too far from it, but... It's still about 1,000 gold at least before you can get both items. Oh, yeah, actually, for the shard on the Chaos Knight. It's a pretty good one. I like the shards.
Yeah, it's definitely quite cool. Just helps gives you that bit of extra damage output as well as providing vision. Can be a nice pickup, but is that going to be enough to really change this game? I'm not too sure. Looks like they're going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower, but the majority of Myth Avenue is still sort of posturing around the Radiant Triangle right now, just not allowing any sort of space. And yeah, Miracle's like, okay, they're not actually defending the high ground. Let's just do it again.
We got the BKB on KNP. This is it. It's do or die right now. KNP is like disassembling. Come on, disassembling. Taking his time. There you go. The BKB is ready. The Rage Rax has fallen. Here we go. Come on, KNP.
Okay, jumping in. Oh, but the quick little usage there from the Manta style. Change the target. KMP getting taken a lot of damage right now with the snowball trying to delay it, but just the right clicks coming through. KMP does nothing. Absolutely nothing. 2 people dead. And, Exorcism was used, but BB couldn't even get in there. And now 3 versus 5. Myth Avenue, they could just go for tier 4s.
We may have humped up. We may have hyped up the Chaos Knight slightly with that BKB. BB is gonna fall. He's probably gonna lose his life when that happens. He's charging in. He's back to full health with the.
Yeah, with the Heaven's Halberd, it did sort of stop Miracle from beating into him for a couple of seconds at the very least, but it's not really able to save their tier 4s right now, as they are both falling down. I mean, 10 seconds left for the Tusk, 12 for the Chaos Knight. Can they try and delay the game long enough to at least allow these guys to come back in for another attempt? Doesn't look like it. Nice usage there of the Requiem to push them back, but he was actually already disarmed, so he can't do a ton of damage. The Roar was actually stolen away, planting on top of the Shadow Fiend's face. They're trying to burst him down as quickly as possible, but the Manta is there. He's going to come out, right-click it, swing it, take everyone down as possible he can, and he just about survives there with the heal from the Undying. And That is it, surely. I mean, oh, actually, the Chaos Knight on top of it, but again, the heals from
My
the
God.
Undying. They just couldn't kill him. And that is it. Myth Avenue Gaming close out this series in a very clean 2-0.
Yeah, game one, I mean, also just both games looked so in favor of MAG, but this game, I mean, we were thinking, oh, the laning stage went well. You know, you're thinking, all right, the laning stage is going to go well for them. They're going to snowball into it. But no, just that did not happen. XZ had a great time in the mid lane, and top lane was just, I don't feel like we saw TNT do anything, unfortunately. It just seems like that has been the sort of curse for UD Vessuwan, that TNT gets focused down and unable to play. For Myth Avenue, though, like even though this, like again, even though Zeal suffers, just doesn't matter. He just got that giant stack that we saw and recovered beautifully for in that game. So kudos to MAG. They still need a lot more wins to actually make it in terms of the playoffs, but this is a very good, like, this is a good start. This is a good start for their comeback.
Yeah, it's a very, very good start, and they got to feel good about that as well. Like, that was pretty one-sided series. They're feeling like, yeah, we definitely deserve that, guys. That's a good bit of momentum boost going into future series. But unfortunately for Vessuwan, that is the complete opposite. They got destroyed,
Yes.
and now they have to go into another series up against eHome. Like, do you think that's gonna? Obviously, it will play an effect, but do you think they have like the mental capacity to, you know, put this game aside, see it as a separate thing entirely, and come into it fresh?
I think they can. I mean, they have. It's one of the things that you have to hope that that's what you do, and you have to. Well, the good thing is that you kind of went through a loss, so you can be like, okay, this is why we lost. We can solve it right now in this game and sort of move forward. But it's not like when sometimes you lose and you take a break, then you come back and you do the same thing and you lose again. So at least they'll be like, all right, we gotta get TNT a better start and hope we can do something with that. Because honestly, I don't think KNP and Line X were the problem. I think they had a decent laning stage. I thought BB did what he could with the Death Prophet, but you lost one lane insanely, so they gotta focus on that. They gotta find a way to solve that.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, TNT really felt like another support. That's really what it was at the end of the day. They just did not have an offlaner to make that space, which, you know, is a pretty essential cog in the Dota machine. Having that person there to actually, you know, get a lot of the work done. I mean, even Zeal, he had a rough time as well, but as you were saying, just that colossal stack completely recovered his game, and then he was above the farm of every single core on the side of Vessuwan. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, is these little things that can help recover and, yeah, completely flip the game around. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is the end of that series, 2-0 to Myth Avenue Gaming. But the third series and final series of the day will be coming up in about 15 minutes, which is going to be UD Vessuwan again versus eHome. And yeah, we'll see if Vessuwan are going to be able to recover, get some points on the boards, and yeah, see how it goes. But only time will tell. So we'll be back in 15 minutes, guys. Do not go anywhere.